TOMz.
And just like that, my favorite, it's got to 4 p.m. and that can only mean one thing. The best of the best when it comes to SciTech entertainment is on your screens, Jengamanje.
Most definitely hosted by the two awesome bros. I go by the name of Sk8, pronounced Caddy, and I'm gonna see my boy Ugrand 100.
Within.
I can't wait to get the show started.
Senior, eh? See ya?
Asibangele.
Alright, so my favorite today, can I have him kakweni? Ningene phansi komthunzi kwelanga. Kodwa ilanga likuthi ugwaye emehlweni kube ngazuthi your eyes on fire.
Ngiyakena leyo feeling again. Ngiyakena ibuhlungu.
Ibuhlungu ngathi uswela ama shades.
And then ubona lezi zinto eziblue esingathi ngiyabona lezi zinto lezo.
Now thina ke la ku TOMz sesahlangana nomjida obuya eThekwini. Yena ke wenza ama shades from Sk8 zakudala. Not only does he reuse valuable material, he also makes amazing accessories. If uyayibuza ngikhuluma ngani, akubheke la. Here's what's coming up on today's episode of TOMz. Dave started out as a guy who loves working with raw materials and soon built a booming business trading new skateboards for old ones and making hip shades from them. So kahle sunglasses wona asebenza kanjani? Abantu have been finding ways to shield their eyes for longer than you think. What kinds of tech will protect our precious sight organs in future? Told us some cool ways you can make your very own shades. And what if there were no shades of color? I wonder. I give a fair to start figuring out Sk8 last come now on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Now so let's muza umbuzo kahle yini onoyithanda ngama sunglasses. Waphinde lokuqala siphethe uHelen uthi because it actually protects my eyes from the sun's rays. Well, very nice. So it's really siphethe uNtomfuthi uthi I like sunglasses because it actually makes me look cooler and besides the future is just too bright. Well, very nice. I'll keep those comments coming in on Twitter and on Facebook, facebook.com/TOMz. On Twitter we are at TOMz_SABC_1. Kwamanje ke asambe sebengani bethu esikoleni sethu sibona bacabangani.
We're at it again, my fair to touchdown at Tembisa Sise Zitigeng Secondary High School. Hello Swam.
Hi.
Njani?
Ngikhona.
Welcome lakho.
Tebatso.
Okay, Tebatso ngifuna ukwazi ne. What is polarized?
Polarized. To be honest, I don't know.
Bangithi polarized ngisho ukuthini?
Polarized. I think it means something based on the sun or something.
Polarized. I'm thinking one of those shades that is tinted.
Yeah.
Polarized like kiri glasses like tele but like shady nyana so.
Ufuna ukwazi what are sunglasses?
Sunglasses are glasses made like to prevent the sun from coming to your eyes.
Yeah, but like I can say things we use to protect our eyes from the sun.
These are shapes that different. Na tsirung karka four corners so. This na tsirung round nyana so. Different na kakao no robata tsirife.
Yo, shout out to all my friends. Yeah, you watching TOMz at SABC One is for sure.
Oh well. Njengoba sishilo earlier on mafethu ukuthi Sambile sayiThekwini sayohlangana nomjida oshaya ama shades out of skateboards. That's in, let's not waste any time. Here's his introduction.
Now, Ogwanzama products amasha from recycled materials can result in some amazing creations. Plus, it helps take care of the environment. Dave is one guy who gets to do what he loves as a career. Every day making shades from old skateboards. The wood in the skateboards is strong enough to hold lenses and can be customized to create a new pair of shades. Trading in old skateboards for a new one so that Dave can make his own shades also helps the locals experience new gear more often than usual. The Inuan people used to make tiny round glasses from ivory to shade their eyes from the sun. In the 12th century, Chinese court judges wore crystal glasses to hide their facial expressions when questioning witnesses. When shades came out, Ama celebrities were the first to use them because they had red eyes from the hectic lights used in filming back in the day. When Yaga 1937, shade sales in the US exploded and the beginning of the craze was set in motion.
Sundan,
yeah.
I thought I had a lot of shades, right?
Okay.
Now, like my car, if you think you have a lot of shades, think again. There's a guy called Elton John who has 20,000 pairs of shades.
Whoa. 20,000?
20,000.
That is absolutely shit
to my shades.
I ain't getting smiley when I pick out shades. Oh, yeah, my shades. Yebo, no matter how much you get quick commercial breaks, I'm going my way, done.
TOMz. TOMz.
Welcome back, you guys. Still tuning to SABC Mzansi for sure. This is the best show in the land. Sibizang teenagers on a mission. Right now, we're still on our journey to teach you more about the world of science and technology.
Definitely now, bafethu ke namhlanje sikhuluma ngento enthanda ukuyigqoka kakhulu. Kodwa ke tell you what, ama-shades not only make you look cool, but they also protect one of your most valuable assets.
So I want to know, what do shades and skateboards have in common?
I don't know, yes.
Well, you're about to find out. Prepare to lose your mind because I did. Check this out. It's your boy Sk8, who I pronounce Caddy, running the streets of Durban Bafethu, touchdown at Pine Town. Now guys, kulumanga skate shades. Well, today's mission, we're gonna meet up with the guy who customizes and creates shades using a skateboard. I don't know about you, but I love science, man. Yazin, it's you and me in this mission. Aslange.
How's it going?
Are you good?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great, I'm Caddy.
I'm Dave.
Dave, nice to meet you. So today's mission is all about you and me. Tell us, where are we and what do you do?
Well, we're in my parents' backyard making sunglasses out of old skateboards.
Yeah. It's winter. So this is your zone. This is where you do everything.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is crazy. Wow.
Yeah, and this is Dane. Dane helps me with the measuring. Dane, Caddy, Dane.
Nice to meet you.
See, a lot of them get snapped and broken on the tail, but you've still got all this good material left over here.
It's like a board.
Yeah, it's a proper.
So Dave, how do you shine these shades? So I want you to take me from step 1 until the final stage.
Okay, right.
Cool.
Well, the first step actually is getting the grip tape off.
Okay.
It's quite a mission.
Okay, Okay, so why do you have to take the grip tape off?
The grip tape will blunten your saw blade, and then we need to get it off so that we can run it through a sander and flatten the curve. Skateboards have got what you call a concave.
Okay.
So they dip down in the middle. That helps with your grip. So when you're standing on it, it's not a flat piece of wood, and your foot doesn't slide off the edge. When it comes to woodworking, that's a bit of an issue, because then if we had to try and take this curved piece and flatten it, you'd end up with about a 1 millimeter piece of wood.
Okay.
So we break it down into 3 pieces, cut it like that, into 6 pieces.
Okay.
And what that does is it reduces the amount of curve.
Oh.
Then you run them through the sander, make them flat, and laminate them back together into a solid block of wood.
Okay. So what part is this? Is this like the temple or is it the frame?
No, this will eventually be the frames.
Okay, so cool. We've cut the skateboard according to the shapes that we need. What's next?
Now we need to flatten it. We need to get rid of the curve.
Okay.
So when you take the curve out of there with this is a drum sander.
Okay.
So you've basically got a big sanding drum that rotates over here. And then you've got a feed belt underneath. So you turn the belt on, that feeds the material through.
Okay.
And then the drum sands it down and brings it out the same thickness and takes the curve out. So you run them through the sander continuously until you take that and it ends up looking like that. Yeah, so you can see there's no curve in it anymore. It's nice and flat, so now you can start to work with it.
Okay, so what happens after it's sanded?
After it's sanded, we take the whole block, or sometimes half of it, and we'll laminate that back together and cut that into veneers, which is a very thin piece of wood. We'll cut it at 2.1 millimeters, and then sand it down to its final thickness of 1.6.
Okay, cool. So you're done with the cutting now?
Yeah, we'll basically cut them all up into 2.1 or so mil veneers, and then run them through the sander. So
what's the difference between this sander machine and that one?
This is pretty much a mini version of that. Before I could afford one of those, I needed something that could sand these like accurately. So I made like a little trap here, you can raise it up and down and adjust it, and then just run it straight underneath, and it'll get sanded and come out the other side, and it'll be flat and smooth.
Okay, cool. So what's the next step?
Okay, so basically we've got 3 pieces here.
Yeah.
And we're going to glue them together. So not too much.
Okay.
Not too little, just enough to stick it together. You don't want too much running out the sides.
What kind of glue do you use?
It's a basic waterproof, water-based wood glue. It's called Tight Bond 3. This is a jig, so it's just basically a 2-part jig like that. You put the wood in between and it sandwiches it together and it forms a curve. This is called laminating. So you'll take 3 pieces, put the glue on, which is laminating, and then press it into its form, and then leave it there until the glue dries, and you've got a curved piece of wood. Gotta make sure it's tight. There we go.
So you're gonna leave it for...
Yeah, so I'll leave it until tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And then it'll come out and the curve will be set. And they're ready to make into a pair of shades.
Okay.
So kahle indaba siwadinga ama-sunglasses. Well, shades protect our eyes from harmful sunlight. Light waves travel from the sun in all directions. When the light hits a reflective surface, the waves come back aligned in a certain direction. This could be upright, vertical, or horizontal. When the light comes back in one of these directions, you can say it is polarized. Just think about it. When you're looking at the flat surface of water, the light reflects off it and makes it impossible to see what's lurking in the water. Now that is polarization.
Kava boy, did you see that?
Yeah, bro.
You know, if I had a skateboard,
Yeah.
bangizosihambisa kuye ne, ngibona ukuthi kuyophuma ama-shades anjani out of my skateboard.
Yo, I get my feel too. Ama-shades are not only sunglasses, but it's also a term used to describe different color tones. Can you imagine what the world would look like without color? So we're taking a little dab after this quick commercial break. We'll find out. Welcome back to TOMz, Raj at SABC 1. I'm Zanti for Shizzle.
You still hang out with the 2 awesome bros. So, Svaida said sabuya ne. So bona ukuthi kuyenzakalani in the world of recycling. Sahlangana nomchita ubizwa ngo-Dave oshama true new shades out of old skateboards.
Definitely. Now sesifundile ukuthi kahle kubaleka kangakanani ukuthi uwaprotect amehlo akho ngama-shades. Futhi sesibonile ukuthi kahle ama-functions wawo lama-shades lawa ayini futhi adlala indima ebaluleke kakhulu la empilweni yethu. Futhi ke on the show so let's find out ukuthi kahle what the world without color would actually look like. Let's go back to our guy.
Okay, cool. So what's the next step now?
Now we're going to cut out the lenses.
Okay.
So to grab those earmuffs over there because it gets a bit loud.
Right. Obviously, you're going to need to put in lenses in here, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of lenses do you use and what kind of lenses do you put on?
They're polarized, UV protected, shock absorbent, and scratch resistant.
Oh, wow.
And optically correct, so they're good quality lenses, and then can also fit prescription lenses as well.
So what's the next step from here?
Next step is to put the outside shape onto that, to turn that into just like a piece of wood with holes in it into like a sunglasses.
Okay, so Dave, tell me, how did this all start? Did you go to school to do this?
No, I'm a self-taught woodworker. My original trade was a loom tuner, so I worked in a textile mill, weaving material and making fabric like sheeting and curtains and that sort of thing, which gave me a good background in mechanical things. I just basically bought books from the hospice or read them online and taught myself how to do it. Like I had a few tools, so I'd read something, then I'd go outside to the garage workshop and try and make it, if you know what I mean. Like there's only one way to learn is to try, make a mistake, try again, see if you can do it better, and then like don't let your mistakes like say, oh, you know, you can't do it. You just got to keep trying until you get it right.
So from skating, to opening your own workshop, creating shades, how did that all start?
Started with a broken pair of sunglasses. I had a pair that I'd had for 5 years. I used to wear them every day when I was out fixing rotten floors and replacing broken windows and that sort of thing. So I always needed shades because I was on the road. And when they broke, I was waiting on a lot of quotes, didn't have a lot of cash, so I chopped up a skateboard because it was the only piece of like durable hard wood with a curve in it already that I had lying around. So I made a pair like that, and then people started asking me how much, and I got a few jobs came through, took the cash from that, left the other business alone, and just started focusing on making shades. It was just like one of those things where you're just like, okay, I'm just going to do this.
Okay, so let's talk about the journey ever since you started. How has it been?
It's been good. Got a lot of international exposure, a lot of local stuff. I opened an Etsy shop, which is like a website that specializes in handmade goods, and people go there specifically looking for that, so that also helped with the international orders. and then wholesale orders started coming in.
Yeah.
I got onto a blog, like a really good blog at one time, and then from there it just spread out like wildfire. Then I got into like magazines and in-flight magazines and a couple other TV programs, and it just kind of snowballed from there. I was making like 2 or 3 pairs a week, and then I was getting orders for like 10 or 20, so I just had to like try and figure something out how to make them more accurately and quicker and that sort of thing. So that's basically what I've been doing for the last 4 years, is just trying to fine-tune my process and make it so that I can make them better and quicker. Yeah, that's it.
Almost done, guys.
We just need to go for sealing and waxing. So they'll get 2 coats of a sealer, get rubbed down, and then they'll get some wax on them.
Okay.
And then we'll fit the temples. You use the natural curve of the tail or the nose, depending. So you get 1 pair from here and another pair from out there. So it'll end up looking like these here.
Oh.
So we've got a mortise there that the hinge sits inside, another one here on the front that it sits in, and then the hinge contains a spring mechanism so that fit more people, different sized heads.
Now, Kubula, polarized light. Polarized filters were created to keep this light out of your eyes, which is why shades are polarized. A polarized filter is a chemical film applied to a transparent surface. The film contains molecules that create a filter which can absorb any light matching its direction. Most of the glare we try to get rid of with shades come from horizontal surfaces. Now, these polarized filters take out light that come in a horizontal direction.
I import lenses from Wales, so it comes as a blank, as a rectangle, 55 by 64, and then we need to shape it to fit the lens.
Yeah.
So we use it's a former.
Okay.
It's basically like a cam.
Okay.
And you've got a cam follower,
Okay.
and then a grinding wheel. So this will rotate around the follower here, and then the lens will be inside there, and it's the same height to the grinding disc, so it'll grind it down to the same shape as that.
Oh, wow. So Dave, tell me what makes your shades different from everybody else's shades?
I think it's the fact that each pair of sunglasses is unique. You'll never get another pair that's exactly the same, you know. And then we also offer people the option where they can choose their frame style, the frame color, and their temples, and pretty much build themselves a pair of sunglasses from scratch. It's also rad because, like, obviously locally, it's a locally made product, you know, it's made in South Africa.
Yeah.
From used skateboards collected in South Africa, and buying local is good, you know.
Yeah. Wow. These are actually shades.
Yeah.
Have a look at the... Dave, these are crazy.
Thanks
It was
so
great
much,
meeting you, man.
You too.
All the best
All right.
for the future. And yeah, I'm out. This is the end of our
Take it
mission.
easy.
Peace. Yo, there you have it, Bafethu Umchita Ushaya and my shades out of skateboards. That's artwork, that's science, that's technology all in one. If you have a dream and you want to chase it, supplement. This is the end of the mission. I go by the name of Sk8, do I pronounce Sk8, and I'm out.
Ake bafethu kufike leso sikhathi la TOMz ikuvakashela wena lapha ekhaya esikoleni sakho. If uyayibona amabonelo kude wakho, all you have to do is simply tag yourself on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Usho ukuthi kahle kahle indaba uyithanda kanjena iTOMz. Noma ufuna ukuthi TOMz isesikoleni sakho, all you have to do is simply drop us an email on tomz@sabc.co.za. For now though, let's see what went down.
Hello guys, how you guys doing? Nick Rand,
Yeah.
Nick Fresh.
Yeah.
Guys, in Yazguti, nowadays we can recycle things and create brand new things out of recycled things. What do you think can be recycled out of waste?
Like you see littering, it's part of like most columns are on littering. So I think if you can just collect the papers on the ground and then recycle, then it will be much better.
So guys, kuni website ne ebiza craftsfave.com ne kulo website le bangangena kuyo nizobona izinto that have been made out of recycled waste. I'll see you guys later ne. Sure. So this is the favorite part of the show. I'm too futuristic. I want to know what lies ahead. In the future, here's the future.
Now, inventor yenza a pair of shades that completely block out glare spots. Someone else has created shades with built-in speakers, making it possible to take your tunes everywhere your shades go. 3D printed frames are making sunglasses more affordable. Our smart glasses of the future will adapt to your vision accurately. And photochromic lenses, which adapt themselves to the light in the surroundings, are becoming more popular by the day. Yo, bafethi graphic design iyasiza ukuthi senza izinto ezinhle futhi nje ezimangaza kakhulu la emhlabeni wethu jikelele. Kodwa ke mina ngisayibuza kahle kahle, what would the future of graphic design be without tech?
I'm sure you've heard of people who are colorblind. It just simply means they can't see the colors really well or accurately. What if there really was no color and we only had black and white with no shades in between? First of all, it would be really hard to distinguish between people. If you can't see the contours on someone's face, you also won't see their hair color and their eyes would look like black and white balls on a bright face. How creepy is that? We'll walk into things, be completely blind at night because there is nothing but blackness, and light will only make things white against black. We'll drive into each other in the streets because traffic lights. We won't be able to see shapes of the cars either way. Oh. Aha mfethu TOMz iniphathele indaba ezimnandi khona lapha emakhaya.
Njalo kayibesha lezo sinobele sethanda ukuphinza nawo ukufika ixesha lokhu.
So wena lapha ekhaya kune idea episode ufuna uyibona khona la ku TOMz, all you have to do is
send us the idea bafethu, and if it's fresh and brilliant we'll make it a TOMz official episode khona la ku SABC 1.
And not only that, kaloku Benjani, you get a goodie bag as well as a skip us on TOMz 1.
So wena lapha ekhaya all you have to do is send through your ideas on Facebook, which is facebook.com/TOMz. On Twitter we are simply @TOMz_SABC_1. Woo! And just like that, bafethu sesifike emaphethelweni ohlelo lethu namhlanje. Kodwa ke ukukhumbula ukuthi TOMz is on your screens every Monday and Tuesday at 4 p.m. right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Mr. Shady, delicious kwenzakalani manje?
Yes, bafethu, yes, I need to be swagged up.
That's okay.
The revolution still carries on our social media pages. On Twitter, it's TOMz_SABC1. On Facebook, it's TOMz. Ngaku website here to www.tomz.co.za. Until next time, keep it shady. Bye.
Here's what's coming up next time on TOMz. Living with the virus brings many challenges, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible to overcome them and still have a great and exciting life. Hlangana with someone who has done just that and see our time at the conference. What is the AIDS Consortium? HIV has been around for a very long time. Let's take a look at how it developed in the past. There's lots that could still be done to counteract the negative effects of HIV. Stay up to date with a few interesting places to find info. And what if HIV/AIDS access wasn't available lana Mzansi? TOMz every Monday and Tuesday right in SABC 1 Mzansi for sure 4 p.m.